upon you. Then shall they call upon me,
So
but I will not answer.
I pray
They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me.
as I do this
For that they hated knowledge and did not
live
choose the fear of
feed,
the Lord. They would none of my counsel.
may
They
God
despised all my reproof.
speak.
Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices.
May God
For the fear of
speak
the way of the simple
through
shall slay
this
them,
live.
and
May God reach
shall destroy them. But
the
whosoever
individual
shall dwell safely,
or
shall be
individuals
quiet from fear.
that need to hear this message tonight on this Friday.
Chapter 2. My son, if thou wilt receive my
I hope
words,
to intervene into the lives of those that may be thinking very desperately about gambling.
understanding, yea, if thou criest after knowledge, and liftest up thy voice for
YouTuber in the making.
seekest her,
Hey,
and searchest for her as for hidden treasures, then shalt thou understand
welcome.
the Lord, and find the knowledge of God.
So I
The
figured
Lord giveth wisdom. Out of his mouth cometh knowledge.
that we would listen
He layeth up
today, that I would listen to a little bit more of the Word of God, because especially the book of Proverbs,
paths of judgment.
it's such an enlightening, it's such an enlightening, it's such an encouraging, it is such an uplifting
Every good path.
word,
And wisdom entereth into thy heart.
especially during these dark days that we live in. We're living in dark days, folks, dark times, difficult, treacherous things that we're all facing. And yes, it is Friday night. I am Santos. I'm here in Stockton, California, and it is intervention here for those that might be on the edge. So welcome. I see somebody said hi. Somebody's watching. I don't know who it is. I see YouTuber in the making. I see you here. There's a few others that are joining me. Hey, Jim, what makes things dark? We're going to get into that and more here. In fact, I'm going to have a special, we're going to do a special karaoke here in a little while as a prayer. We're going to do a live karaoke. And I want to say that karaoke is going to be like a prayer. It's going to be like a live prayer here. I don't know, maybe in 15 minutes, 10 minutes or so. I'm not going to be here that long. But what makes, Jim, what makes things dark? I'll tell you what makes things dark is actually light. Isn't that the truth? What makes darkness? Light. Right? Because light exposes darkness, Jim. But now it depends on what type of darkness we're talking about here. You know, I'm often reminded that Jesus Christ warned humanity. He warned his people in Matthew chapter 24. One of the greatest things that Jesus said, was, beware of deception. He said, beware of deception, for many false prophets shall arise. Why did God say, beware of deception? What is deception? What is deception? Is gambling a form of deception? Is deception a form of darkness? Does deception come out of darkness? Or does darkness come out of deception? Tammy. Hi, Tammy. I see a few. And I'm in California. I'm in the United States, sir. You look like John Cena. John Cena? Maybe John Cena's I got stronger muscles than John Cena. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, I hope that makes sense, Jim, because there is worldwide deception going on. Truth be told. Why is there? Why is there such deception going on? Well, This is the way the world has been operating for a very long time, number one. What has the gambler going and spending all of his money and then regretting a night of fun? What has a man or a woman regretting Monday morning, losing all their finances, all their money, and then having on Monday having a just a regretful attitude, an attitude of just hatred? What would cause things of what is it that causes mankind to do these kinds of things? I believe that deception has something to do with it. And this is the world that we live in. It's dark. Deception. How do you navigate? How do you get through all of this? How does one get through all of this? I'll tell you how, very carefully. Number one, very carefully. Yet it has to be the hand of God. I'm really feeling stronger and stronger, compelled every day more and more to tell people, to tell gamblers, to tell sinners like myself that the gamble is not your problem. Your problem is not the argument. Your problem is not that other individual. It's not that. That's not your problem. Your problem lies with something that goes beneath. There's a deception of some kind going on that you must, if you don't come to grips with this thing, where will it lead you? Where will it lead you? And there's people like myself. I don't know. Sometimes I just all I want to do is just, I truly want to do God's will, because for me, what else is there? What else is there in this world? I can say I've been around the world. I've had pleasures. I've had money. I've had my share of gambling. What is there in this world that we keep trying to create devices to cover up? You know what we're doing? We're covering up pain. We're covering up trauma. We've got hurts. We've got things that are so deep down inside that nobody knows. Nobody. In fact, some of these things you don't even want anybody to know about. Yet God knows. God knows about all of these things. He knows. That's why there's something better. There's something beyond this world. And that's what I believe God is calling people. That's what I believe God is calling our attention to. Something bigger, something beyond this world, this sinful world of all its pleasures, because all we do is we're trying to cover up hurts. Oh, I hurt, so I'm going to do this thing to help. It's just going to soften the blow just for a little bit. So you grab this thing, right? And then you feel, oh man, that's empty. It's just not. And then you got to do it again. And you got to do it some more and some more and some more and some more and some more. And it's like, man, what am I doing? What in the world? What is all this deception going on? God, help me. God, help. That's what I believe God is calling me. It's not about gambling anymore. It's actually beyond gambling. And we better take heed. My friend, I don't know who you are on the other side. And I'm not going to apologize for speaking truth, because the truth is right from the Bible. I believe that. It's not about church. It's not about the doctrines. It's not about the tenets of faith like these Catholic religions. You know, you got to have the tenets of faith, and you got to have a bishop, and you got to have the archbishop, and you got to have the deacons, and you got to have order. No. What is God saying? Can you hear it through the Bible? Well, I hear voices. Yeah, I hear voices too, but I try to stay away from the voices. And you should try to stay away from all the voices except the one voice that you believe is truth and tied to the Bible, tied to the greatness and the loving kindness and the superior. I call it superior mercies of God, because no counselor, no psychologist, no pill, no joint, no bottle, no mamusa, like they got a drink called the mamusa. My wife likes to drink mamusa. It's kind of a weird, I, there is no such thing that can compare. The wise will attend to listening. The wise, the wise. You know, the Bible says the wise. Who are the wise? Man, I hope I'm one of the wise. And God says that the wise will attend to hearing, and that they will be, they'll have life. They will get life. They will actually be sowing life. Imagine if you had the ability to take some kind of something and invest it into your future, and that future would produce life for you. Life, greater life, more enjoyment, less darkness, more light, more light. Imagine if there was a way that you can, would it be worth your time to invest? Would it be worth your time to look at something like, that's what I believe God is calling us to. Call me crazy on a Friday night. I don't know. Maybe YouTube will shut me down for singing that love is the answer here. I'm going to get ready to sing it in a little bit. I believe I can. Anyhow, let me see who's with me, because hey, for me, I don't really think, like I said, Jim, it's really not about gambling. It's really not about depression. It's really not about these things that we're so distracted with. It's like, that's not what it is. You might think it is, and maybe somebody's telling you that's what it is. No, not necessarily. That might be a little bit of, well, that's what's showing up. Yeah, but what is the root? What are the roots? You ever pulled a tree up by its roots? Have you ever seen a thick tree, a big tree like that, has been pulled up by an earth machine? One of those big metal monsters. They just ripped the trees right out of the earth, and you can see all the roots, all that nastiness, all those, man, like tentacles, and it's like, that's how we are sometimes. Where am I going? What am I gonna do? God help me. Anyways, let me sip. I'm on Red Bulls. Hey, don't bust my chops. I've only drank one Red Bull tonight. Anyways, let me see. Hey, Race, put on the full armor of God so you can make, exactly. I truly believe knowing God word is what, yes, most definitely. David, let me see. Where am I going? Yeah, I ask myself every day. Exactly. Somebody said I look like John Cena. I must be the Puerto Rican version of John Cena. Anyways, may God have mercy on me. This message held for review. What is it said? This brother smoking that dog shit, Cheech and Chong. Woo-wee! Smoking that. Let me see. All right, there we go. So that was held for City by the Bay. Santos, what you doing this weekend, man? What I'm doing, I'm preaching the gospel of truth to helpfully set myself free and set others free. Because we don't have to look real far. Something is wrong. Something is wrong, isn't it? Something is wrong with people, right? Something's wrong with me. Hey, I'm including myself. You got to beware people. Somebody that tells you there's something wrong. There's something wrong out there, but they won't include themselves. Man, you better run from that person, because that person's part of the problem too. So I have to go to God and ask God to help me every single day, because if not, we fall prey to these things easily, right? I'm just going to buy a lottery ticket. That's an injection. Whatever. For whatever reason, you don't feel good. You had an argument. You had road rage. Maybe you couldn't lift enough weights at the gym, so you need an injection to feel good. All right, I'm going to buy a lottery ticket, or I'm going to go to the casino up there up in the hill for just 2 hours. Boom. Okay, and it's like every little bit, or I'm going to, it's like every little bit. an injection. And you know, the injection that we ought to be really injection is the word of God. The word of God, more and more every day. The word of God, make us hungry for the word of God, to eat and to understand what is beyond this world of sin and blood and death. It's like everywhere I turn, I'm somebody's getting scraped by a car, or somebody's getting run over, or a ship's getting blown up somewhere, or somebody's getting hit by a drone, or somebody's being deceived in some way, and all of their money is being scammed. I remember, I'm going to tell you I've been through some horrible shit in my life, and I thank God. I thank God for delivering me through all of it. Because when I look back and I say, God, why have you allowed me to 58 years, 59 years I've been here? What is the purpose of me being here? Why have you allowed me? I had pleasures and I've had near death experience. Why am I here? What is you go tell people, point them to the Bible. That's it. Point them to, encourage people to read the Bible. Encourage people to read. What are you doing? How are you escaping all of these things? How are you maintaining yourself? You're like a palm tree in the middle of a hurricane that is like with like 300, 400 mile an hour winds. How are you doing it, Santos? Well, the only way that I know how to do it is pray and read and journal a little bit and share what I learn. Share with others in hopes that maybe somebody might pay attention, maybe to what I'm saying, but they might pay attention to what they need to be doing with God and the Word, right? We all want it. The narcissist wants attention. Somebody called me a narcissist. You're a narcissist. Man, we all want attention. At least admit it, right? But the narcissist, he goes about it, or she goes about it in a very, very strange, methodical way to get the attention, the narcissist. And they are something else. It's like, speaking about the narcissist, it's almost like when you're around narcissists, it's almost like you're walking on a bed of nails, right? Isn't it feel that way if you've ever been around narcissists? It's like after a while, you begin to realize, man, I got to walk like on a bed of nails. And every once in a while, if you're around a narcissist, those nails they're gonna pop right through your feet. They're gonna pop right through your shoe, your soul. Yes, your inner soul. And man, there's gonna be times that interaction, that experience that you have with a narcissist is gonna pierce you. These experiences that we have, you have to understand, this is the world we live in, right? Well, the world's being divided by, they're saying, the narcissists, and then you've got the good people, and you've got the woke people. Man, all I can tell you is that we're all sinners, and either God is showing you truth and you're understanding some truth, or you're not. Either you are or you're not. Either you're seeking or you're not. That's the way I see it. And I hope I'm seeking it, because if I am, I'm going to continue to share truth with people, because that's what gives me peace. And if something's giving you peace, you want to share that with folks, right? Anyways, I got to finish my song here. We're going to do this. We're going to do a song live here. Imagine that. Santos here. Little man. Puerto Rican man. John Cena looking man, somebody said. Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate all of you guys there on this Friday night. This song I'm about to sing live right here in front of everybody. Don't be scared. Stay with me for just a little bit. I'm sure you'll enjoy this song. It's a prayer. It is a prayer. That's exactly what the song is. It's a prayer. Love is the answer. I don't know if YouTube's going to let me follow through with the song. I don't know how it's going to sound. Maybe it'll sound decent. I don't know. We'll try it anyways. I'm not here because I'm earning millions of dollars and I'm another Elvis Presley. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to point people right to, hey, to God be the glory. And sometimes I might be a little funny. Maybe not, so don't bust my chops. Sometimes I might be real serious and warn people and say, hey, Jesus did talk about worldwide deception in Matthew chapter 24. In fact, the disciples asked Jesus, hey, Jesus was sitting on the mount. It says that he was sitting on the mount, right? You'll find this in Matthew chapter 24 of the King James Bible in the New Testament. You'll find this in Mark, the New Testament, the book of Mark, chapter 13, in the book of Luke. These are the first 4 gospel books of the New Testament, chapter 21. You'll find Jesus said this when the disciples said, when shall be the end? When shall be these things that you're talking about? What, you're talking about all these catastrophes and all of these things and people and all. When is going to be all of these things? What's the sign? Jesus said, he said, beware that you be not deceived. Now, of course, deception has been going on since the beginning of time. Well, what do you mean, Santos, the beginning of time? Didn't the serpent deceive Eve, right? The serpent said, hey, did God say that you shall not eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil? Did he? He didn't really mean that. God was kind of fibbing a little bit. The serpent was speaking to Eve, Adam's partner. Where was Adam? I don't know where Adam was, but Eve was there in the garden because God put him there and God told him. God had warned Eve and Adam. And God said, in the day that you eat, in that day that you eat, you shall surely die. Something's going to happen to you guys. Now, of course, they didn't die physically then and there. They died eventually, and we all die, right? They're physical. So that's proof that we die physically. Everybody dies. They died spiritually. They died. There was a separation when Adam. So talking about deception, it happened in the beginning of time. What did Eve tell God? God said, when God said, hey, Eve, what did you do? Who told you guys you were naked? You guys are naked, but who told you were naked? Well, she said that the serpent gave me to eat and beguiled me. And then God said, Adam. So deception has been here since the beginning of time. But what did Jesus mean? Was it a different kind of deception that's taking place today? We're living in a different era, folks. We're living in a different time than in the beginning. In the beginning, we had great soil. The earth was not depleted of minerals. The earth had minerals. The earth had vitamins. The earth was very rich. And it could be used for cultivating and all this. Today, look at the world we live in. We're eating stuff that doesn't even, they got to put stuff in labs. How far we've come. And there's so much deception and all kinds of things. It's like, I wonder how we even make it in this world. How do we even make it in this world? There's so much deception going on. We truly need, well, you go to the gas station, you're paying bills, you're buying a car, you're dealing with family members, you're dealing with friends, you're dealing with charities. You might go to church. I don't promote church. You might be giving to some other thing. You might be purchasing a vehicle. You might be into buying a house. You don't think that there's deception in all of that crap? And the better that you are identifying most of it, the better you're going to be in life, obviously. Oh, if we could all be that way, God help us to strengthen the wisdom and the courage to be able to make better decisions from today going forward. I wish for myself, but unfortunately, this world that we live in, it's just not going to make it easy for us, right? We want to create a better thing, and if you go out there and you create your own foundation, your own plantation, and you bring your own kind of people, it kind of reminds me of, there's a man in the United States, or a couple men that are doing this. They're trying to create their own camp, their own kind of people, their own kind of mind, and their own kind of worship kind of thing. I guess that can work for a little bit. Eventually that will implode. Why? Because you're putting all kinds of different people in there, humans, right? We're weird creatures. You put a bunch of good humans in a bad place. Typically, it'll turn it around. Put a bunch of bad humans in a good place. Typically, it'll be turned around also. That's how we are. We're just peculiar creatures. Yep, I said enough. All right. Let me get out of here. I gotta do my song. If I can do it here. All right. Anyways, you guys have been with me tonight here. Thank you. Raul, he's laughing his butt off there. He says, uh, hello, I hope your day is going great. Stevie B says, fentanyl. Man, I'm on a high that you don't know, buddy. The greatest high. All right, this is a prayer for you too, my friend over there on the other side. I don't know if you can hear me. Name your price, a ticket to paradise. I can't stay here anymore. I've looked high and low. I've been from shore to shore to shore. If there's a shortcut, I'd have found it. But there is no easy way around it. Who knows why? Someday we all must die. We're all homeless boys and girls. We are never heard. It's such a lonely, lonely, lonely world. People turn their heads and walk on by. Light of the world, shine on me. Love is, by the way, love is Christ. Love is grace. Love is mercy. Love is the answer. Or just a dying planet. Ask the man in your heart for the answer. If you feel afraid when you've lost your way, when you're all alone, when you're far from home, and when you're down and out, and when your luck's running out, when you need a friend, when you feel you're near your end, light of the world, shine on me, shine on you. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine as a prayer tonight, Friday night, from Soldiers of Self-Mastery community right here live to you too. To you too. To you too. Light of the world, 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 shine on us. Shine on us, shine on us, shine on us, shine on me. Let it be a prayer. With this, I end my broadcast. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Karaoke, YouTube. Karaoke. All right, that was it for my prayer. I hope you enjoyed it. Little sip, and then let me see what you got. Anybody else? Anybody else? You got a question? By the way, I'm going to be here on Sunday. I'll be back here on Sunday live. Be back here again on Sunday live. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate the love gift there. Olivia, you have a nice day. Thank you. Race, peace be to you too, my friend. To all of you guys out there in this race. We're in the race, on the journey, in the battle. Win, win, win. Yes. Funny Animal. By the way, if you're not subscribed, Olivia said, this is a great song. It's a prayer, yes. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. Is that what you mean? You ever go up I remember one time I was hiking with a friend of mine, and we went up to the top of this really nice view, and you could see down in you could see like a river, and it was like I don't know. Anyways, it was a nice thing. And we got up there, and you could yell down into that. I don't know if you want to call it a ravine. I don't think it was a ravine. It looked like it was just a carved opening in the middle of the wilderness there, with a river running through it. We'd go up to the top after hiking. As a matter of fact, my friend passed out a couple times hiking on that trail, and I thought he was going to die because he has Crohn's disease. It's Crohn's, so he has to carry a bag, and yes, his intestine it sticks out, so, or part of it. But anyways, we hiked, man, and we went up to the, that was so liberating. Anyways, so that's that. Thank you for that. I appreciate the sticker. Let me see the sticker there. Justin, so I can hardly read it. Justin Nandros, muchas gracias there. All right, I think I'm gonna get going, because if anybody has a question, or anybody else, or we can just sit here and stare at each other's faces. If we could do that too, right? For a few minutes. I'm not in a hurry. My light will run out here for a few minutes, or in a few minutes, but anyways. Hey, how about if I share a joke with you guys? What did the janitor was a closet, and the janitor was inside the closet, right? The closet that the janitor usually would open up and go into when he was doing his work. So he was inside the closet, and somebody from the outside opened the door. They opened the janitor's closet. And what do you think the janitor said when they opened the door? Anybody know this riddle? Come on, don't bust my chops. Share it with me. I'm going to be here for another few minutes. You might as well share the joke with me. I'm sure you guys know about the bear, right? The big bear. Also, that took his time walking into the tavern. The bartender says, why the long pause? Anyways. What was the other one? What did I just share? See, I just forgot myself. So you got to remind me. Anyways, the door was open. I got to go. I got to end with this one, because I'll just keep going with jokes, and then I'll just make a fool of myself here for a few minutes. May God be glorified. Anyways, when that lady opened up the janitor's closet and saw the janitor, he yelled, "Supplies!" That one gets me every time. Anyways, get it? Supplies. Come on, you got it. Anyways, hey, we're going to go live again. I'm going to go live on Sunday, 7:30 p.m. 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to go live on camera. I'm going to invite you to join me on camera. Hopefully, Jim will be with us. Jim asked a great question. What is darkness? I remember that from the beginning. Hopefully I've answered it. Hopefully we've gotten at least something, we got something out of it, because it's not just one-time learning. It's a continual learning. What is darkness? Darkness is something that it can manifest in every day. A darkness can be different. You would say, well, darkness is drinking alcohol. Yeah, that's a form of darkness. It can be. Maybe for the person that's dying, it's not, right? If he's on his deathbed and he needs a shot of alcohol, like in the cowboy days, then that's not darkness to him. But if the person is dying from alcohol and he's still dying and the cirrhosis of the liver, and then that's darkness. If you understand what I'm saying. Anyways, we'll talk more about this on Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll be here, and we'll be streaming. Probably we'll be streaming live via Facebook, maybe LinkedIn or Twitch, and YouTube. And you're welcome to join us. Ask a question, fat check me, or whatever. FAT, fat check me. Just joking. All right, well, that's it. I'm leaving. All right, folks. Thank you guys. Race, Jim, Olivia, funny animal tube. Who else was with? Was City by the Bay, Jim, and Jordan. There you go. Jordan was with us. He says, not me. Not me. Jordan says, not me. And who else? Thank you. Those of you that are still here hanging on. There was David. David, man. Thank you. All temptations can be cured, brother. Give yourself to God fully, and you'll be forgiven and set free. I believe in you. Well, we do that. The Lord says, they that wait upon him shall renew their strength. They shall mount up as wings as eagles. They shall run and they shall not, as the Bible says, that they shall not fall. They shall not be weary. So yes, it's about waiting. They that wait. The Bible teaches us that we wait upon the Lord. We're messed up. I'm telling you, we're messed up. We don't realize how messed up we are. We're too instant gratification type of thing. It's like, oh, I got this pain right here. Let me inject it. Boom. Oh, I got this other thing over here. Let me inject it. Like I said earlier, that's the way we are. We need help, man. We need help. We're sick individuals. Why are we? Our foundation, our childhood, maybe what have you, things that could have happened during the childhood, and it does impact then as you grow older. And then this world has a way of, it's a crucible. This world itself is a crucible. You're going through a crucible. What for? I don't know. God's purpose. You're going to come out. You're coming in, right? Well, Santos, I didn't choose to be here. Neither did I. I didn't choose to be here. Man, and honestly, if I had the choice and I saw what was coming, maybe I would have said, no, close the door. Maybe. But I didn't have a choice in that. So, and we neither do we have it. We think, well, I'm going to commit suicide. I'm going to kill. I'm going to do this thing. No, you don't have. God is the one. I've heard of people trying to do those kinds of things, and God didn't allow it to happen. But yet there's people, friends of mine that I've known that have done it, and it happened. What kind of a mystery is that? Some try to discontinue their lives and it doesn't happen. Some try to discontinue their lives and then it happens. There's timing in there somewhere. Anyhow, thank you guys. I appreciate everybody tonight. Again, I'll be back here on Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let's talk about, I'm not talking about church. No, I'm talking about the King James Bible truth, journaling, self-talk, self-mastery, self-education, and then just navigating through the darkness of this world that we live in. Even if it's just in your own home, you might have a big family sometimes or extended family. You got to know how to navigate. Some of the most intricate things, and Santos, I got to get off here. But some of the most intricate things that you might think, right? Man, nobody knows what I'm going through. Nobody knows what's happening to me right now with this incident with my cousin or with my uncle or with my mom or with my wife or with my child. Nobody knows, nobody sees, no. That's all being recorded, it's all being seen, it's all there out in the open. See, people don't think about this, but it is. So the more you understand that, the more you're aware. What do you mean? What do you do in the dark? You don't think that people see what you do in the dark underneath the covers and all that? You don't think that somebody, wait a minute. Well, maybe your city doesn't know, but God knows. God knows. You might live in a bunker. Well, I'm going to go down in my bunker down there, 60 feet underground. And I've got concrete, Santos, that's 10 inches. When I was in the service, I was on an aircraft carrier and I worked around nuclear reactors. It was maybe that's why I'm off a little bit. It could be, maybe it is, right? Maybe that's why I'm off a little bit. Anyways, I worked on an aircraft carrier for 4 years around those plants, and there was walls, there was iron, there was a thick iron. And I remember one time we were down there and those walls of iron, real thick iron, slabs of iron, they were buckling from the heat. I don't know what was going. The reactor got too hot. I remember that one time, and the walls were like buckling. Like there could have been an explosion possibly if maybe they didn't shut their reactor down. And even then, it's still hot. That those reactors are just. So why am I saying that anyways about these things being on the ship and kind of lost track of. Anyhow, that's what I have to say. I'm done. Maybe I'm drunk on. So see it. Maybe it is true that my brain got fried by the alcohol, by some weed, and by working around the nuclear reactors. Yeah. I'm starting to see that. Yeah. Interesting. Anyways, but we were talking about navigating. That's what we were talking about, navigating with family and these things that we go through, and we don't think that yes, they're just little things. Sometimes it's the little foxes, the little things. Sometimes it's just one thing, one little tiny thing that can actually set you off. One tiny little, like a cobweb, like a little string of a cobweb of a experience or situation that you have that can set you off in the wrong direction. And this is the world that we live in, folks. Very, very intricate. So we have to be able to make decisions and do all of these things and learn from somebody, learn from people out there, whether it's through digital videos, whether it's through a community like this one. Learn how to and what it is that we need to do. Go to God. All right. Okay. Anything else? You got some TNT. Oh, 13th Asesino. What's up? 13th Asesino. Tell me more about you from Israel. Shout out to Israel there. Why you seem so upset? I guess you can judge me that I'm upset because if you see me for the first time, right? Rah! If you see me for the first time, yeah, this guy's angry. Listen to him. Now, if you watch more of my videos, if you see more of my videos and you get to know me over 6 months or 7 months, then you could say, yeah, man, that guy is really angry. Man, there is something wrong with that. Yeah. Or you can say, well, yeah, he kind of seems reasonable, like a pretty reasonable guy. Sounds like he's been through some really good like shit in his life. That's what it sounds like. Like that guy's been through some shit in his life, and he probably has a few golden nuggets to share that he wants to share with young men, right? Not just young men, women. Listen, men and women are struggling. We're all struggling. And the problem is that a lot of people won't admit it. They're too. I guess, does it make you a bigger person if you admit that you're wrong? Does that make you a stronger person? Does it make you more confident to admit that something's wrong? Does it? I don't know if it makes you the stronger person or the bigger person, but I know it makes you somebody worth listening to. Because if you walk around and it's like in the Bible it says he that hath doesn't have sin, and I'm lying because I said I was going to get off the airwaves. He that hath doesn't have any sin, throw your rock. It's like we're all living in these glass houses, and some of us have some really thin glass, really really thin glass. It's like, go ahead. Jesus said, though that if you don't have any sin, go ahead and cast your first rock. Go ahead and throw your first stone. You know folks that have some big stones. You probably do. Maybe you've had a big stone hurled at you and cracked your windshield in some area, and you finally have grown from it and repaired. You know what I'm saying? In life, that's the way we are. We're like glass houses, and people are just, you see, sometimes you drive around the neighborhood and you see a real thick glass. Man, look at that house. It's got real thick glass. Well, nothing will ever happen to that glass, you know? Yeah. Figuratively speaking, right? God can send a hurricane or flood like water. And believe me, water has a way of getting through glass and all kinds of shit. And the water of the truth is what I'm saying. The water of the truth has a way of figuring out a way of getting into our hearts and helping us really understand who we are and where we came from and where we're going. Where we came from and where we're going. All right. All right. Free Palestine, huh? Well, we got to pray for everybody. We got to pray. Keep me in your prayers. Yep. I don't want to gamble anymore. I understand, my friend. Gambling is, but we have to understand that gambling is just the injection, right? When we inject ourselves with gambling, man, gambling, it feels good for a little bit, right? Because however the form of gambling is, before you enter into gambling, you've got $200 or $300 in your pocket, right? Or you've got $5,000 in your pocket, right? And money makes you smile. It makes you feel good, right? You got money, and generally this is the way you are right before the gamble, right? You've got money somehow, man. Maybe you worked your freaking ass off somehow, right? And you got a nice ball, right? And it's just sitting there, and that ball is on fire, man. And you feel good about it, man. Or you could have sold the property like I did, sold a property that I had, and you've got money just sitting in your bank, and it almost feels like, man, I got money in the bank. It might be getting moldy, right? It's going to get mold. My money's going to get mold on it. I better go spend it. And then what happens? Ay, caramba, para ahí voy. And then you go to the frickin' casino, and then you might win $250 when you get in there, right? The first half hour, and you're all excited. You're on fire, man. You're looking around and you're looking around and you're so happy. You want everybody to be happy with you because you just hit that $250 jackpot, and you're looking around and there's a few people looking at you. They already lost their money. They want, and they're looking at you. And you're sitting there and you won $250 and you got that ball of money, and man, this is, and next thing you know, you might have a drink. Maybe you might have a drink, or you might go have a smoke or whatever, or maybe you're a lightweight and you did too much. Next do you know, you lose all your freaking money in the casino. You lose it all. You lose your winning, that jackpot that you had, that $250 plus jackpot that you won. You lost that. You got greedy, you got selfish, right? And I'm talking about myself here too. I'm not pointing a finger at anybody. I'm talking about myself. But you got greedy. You won that $250 and you were betting a quarter. And I said, man, you know what? I feel lucky tonight. Instead of a quarter, I'm going to bet $2. And then you're pushing the button. It used to be a suicide handle, right? Rang, rang. I remember I had a big ball on it. It reminds me of the Harley Davidsons, with the suicide shifter, and you're driving along, and you gotta, you shift it with your hand, and one hand on the handlebars, and you're driving. It's that was the lottery machines too, and you got a big handle, and you're yanking on thing, and the quarters are coming out. The big coins were hitting that metal plate, da-dung, da-dung. And what happens after a little while, man? You lose all of that. Then you find yourself over there in the corner wandering around. You're thinking, oh, man, why didn't I go home? Why didn't I go home? Why did I leave? Why did I leave after $250? And you're not crying, but in your head you're thinking, man, why didn't I leave? What's wrong with me, man? What is wrong with me? And you're in there and you're wandering around. Now you're looking at, oh, you heard somebody hit a jackpot, and you don't want to leave because you're trying to figure out how you can get that money back. You just lost $1,500, right? You lost your jackpot that you won, that you were so you were so giddy about. You won, and believe me, I've had this happen to me. I've had this happen to me numerous times. You're all giddy. In fact, there was times where I walked out of the casino with $500 in my pocket. I did. Oh, I was so happy, only to go back 2 days later and lose that $500 plus another 500 on top of that, and then another 500, maybe, if that. So that 500 that I won would lose me $1,000 plus the 500. We're talking about $1,500 in 3 or 4 days within 1 week. So that fun, yeah, oh man, I'm all fired up to go. It turns to pain and loathing and regret. And then you're just chasing that dragon. Oh man, you get another $400 or $500, and you forgot. You got amnesia, man. What? Pardon my French. What the fuck happened to you? You got amnesia, right? You got amnesia. The whole deception, the whole thing. And by the way, I got to get off the airwaves. You get amnesia in 1 week. You get amnesia. You ever get amnesia at work? No, generally you go to work every morning, right? You bring your lunch, you go to the bathroom, you take your breaks. You don't get no amnesia. You don't get none of that. You get amnesia when you gamble. What the fuck? And then it happens again. And you go further and further. I've heard of students, overseas students, housewives, business owners, group. I remember this one lady that called me one time. She was down. She was like the black sheep of the family. She was down to the last knot on the rope she was hanging on, and she stole her brother's insurance check that he got from an accident that he was waiting on. And she called me. This young lady called me. What am I going to do, Santos? Well, he's going to kill me. My brother's going to kill me. He doesn't know. His check came in my name, the insurance check that he was waiting for from an accident. And I went and gambled it. I never heard from that girl again. I don't know how she's doing. God help. But this is, folks, this is the world that we live in. This is where it's all at. So I got to go race. That's the truth. That's what it's all about here. And I've struggled with it myself for many, many years. I struggled until I finally realized that I'm stronger. Even when I didn't completely understand it, I kept reminding myself, and I kept telling myself, Santos, you're stronger than the gamble. You're stronger than the gamble. And another thing is, the gamble's not your problem, Santos. That's not, so then if that's not the problem, so then if that's not my problem, then I'm chasing the wrong problem. Exactly. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, but journaling and prayer and self-talk and reading the Bible, all of that helps me to fight against the gamble. Yes, you want to fight against, right? You don't want to go into that. You don't want to sit in front of that machine for 8 hours, of course. But what is it that's causing you to want to go there? Are you chasing the dragon? Is that why? Does the dragon have you by your throat? Is the dragon whipping your tail? Because if it is, right, if you're chasing your losses, that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like you are chasing the dragon, like the dragon has you and is stringing you along, right? You get a little bit of money, you might win some, and the dragon just drags you along a little bit. It's just dragging you along, and then it chops, and then you lose that money, and then you're back at it again, and you win a little bit, and you back and forth, back, and you're just sick and tired of this thing, man, and you're fighting, man, and you're fighting, and that's exactly what goes on. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so there's a trigger, there's a temptation, there's something that's pushing my emotional strings. Okay, now I can understand it a little bit differently. Okay, so I gotta look for the needle somewhere else. Exactly, the needle in the haystack is not in the gamble. Well, I'm gonna ban myself from the casino. You can ban yourself all you want. It's just like I've said this many times. You could take the man out of the casino, right? You can take him out, but he'll go back in there, even if he has to crawl through a crack like a rat. That's the truth. If you take the casino out of the man, that's a different story, right? That's a whole different story. Either take the man out of the casino, which is meh. You take the casino out of the man. There you go. All right. All right. Let me see who else is with me here. You guys are still with me. Gambling is a huge... Yes, it is. Oldest gambling channel is really good. Ravi, thank you. Odat. Yeah, I know Odat a little bit. He's got some good insights, yes. Maybe we'll have him. I don't know. I've been meaning to reach out. I tried to reach out to him. I think I did, but I haven't to get him. Maybe he should be on a broadcast with me so I can kind of pick his brain and he can pick my brain. I think that would be a good brainstorming session. What do you guys think? Yeah. Somebody said, hey, Dad, you need to get, that would be good. Yeah. Had a couple. All good things come from. We are there because of greed, Santos. I won one day and stayed. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. Yep. All right, folks. Hey, thank you. And by the way, the person that gifted, that gave to this mission, thank you. And may God return that triple fold or tenfold. All right. So Sunday, I'll be live again Sunday. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe to this channel. I'll be live again. Join me on camera. We'll go over some deep stuff and we'll talk about these great things. We'll prepare for Monday. We'll prepare for the week. And we'll get strong so that we can be strong for the week, right? For the 7 days and for those that are weak. People that need support, that need a light of some kind, that say, hey, that guy over there is pointing people to the Bible and God is... His grace is sufficient. All right, peace.